that's a bad that you made, yeah. Ay, yeah, mad that you made, that's a bad that you made. Ay, Katie, let's go.
All hell King Darius.
That's a bad that you made, that's a bad that you made. That's a bad that you made, that's a bad that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing?
Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant. On topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits.
What up, beeshes? Welcome to some Saturday Night Swole. Saturday Night Swole with the Swole fam. Let's do this.
Just look at my eyes, nigga. You can do what you need. I do what is right. I don't fucking want what you have. Just look at your life. Nothing but is sacred to me.
Put a 5 on that motherfucking clock. Multiply that shit. Dude.
You did what you did. Give a fuck about intentions.
You know what you could do, fam?
Watch what I do. Just
Get the fuck out my mentions. We go hard in the paint. What the fuck is you saying? Going with the pain. Got peppermint tip. Just a tip. What the fuck is you saying? Only going with the pain. What kind of game is you playing? Oh, alright. Oh. Ah. Yeah. 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 Papa Swole. Papa Swole. Full Normuth.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Yeah. Testing. Testing, testing, testicles. Welcome everyone to episode 15 hundo and 41 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beardcast, broadcast, gangcast, mancast, pimpcast, seascast, slaycast, ins around because we're not flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beeshes, booshes, busters, hustles, and your host? It's your boy, Papa Swolio. Oh, thank you so much for being here. And we got the Swole card today. Don't be a beesh and don't be a boosh, or you'll end up like Tainty McGooch. And that is good advice, is it not, Tessie? Oh, yes. The nurse swolery rhymes. We got some Papa Swolio, and we got some Tessie sporting the first official Tainty McGooch card. So enjoy. You don't have to understand it. You just have to know that it is what it is. What's happening today? It's one of those days. It's one of those evenings where it's like, what am I going to talk about today? Everything and anything. We're going deep on a Saturday Swole. It just feels like the right time. It just feels like the right time. I feel like we need this today. I feel like we need some fucking Swole fam action in here. So let's just get some gorillas going. And let's see what's up. So what's going on with this? Is there a hurricane going on? I haven't looked at the news and I guess I have done some stories, but I haven't looked at that kind of stuff. Man, we're due for one down here in Florida, but it feels nice today. Because it's the taint of the month. It's the gooch of the summer. It's just the right thing. And Tainty McGooch is with us today. Tainty McGooch, everyone. Where's this hurricane at? What's going on? What's the weather like where you're at? It was a nice humid today. It was a nice humid, and I hope it's not raining. I don't think so. If I hear some rain on the window, I might have to bust out of here, but I feel like it's gonna rain. I feel like it's going to, but it was a nice day today. The kind of day where the weather, like the air, the temperature just feels the same. It just feels like you blend in. Feels like you're just part of the air. You don't feel cold. You don't feel hot. Nice. Nice. Holy crap, I need that Tainty McGooch card. Yeah. We all need a little Tainty McGooch in our life, don't we, fam? Don't we? Ellen Degenerate. This is one of the best names here. Ellen Degenerate. That's great. What'd you smash today, fam? What'd you smash? Drop in the comments below. And hopefully you are checking out all the content that we're dropping here on the Daily Swole. And we'll go through some Just the Tip in a second. But what did you smash today? And don't forget, I will turn this podcast around if you do not fucking handle this shit. So make sure you smash the like button and drop what you smashed today.
I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown. I amuse you.
What'd you smash? What did you work out? I will turn this fucking podcast around, you beeshes. Drop in the comments down below. Let's see what we got. Michelle, everyone's dropping some Tainty McGooch. Tainty McGooch. It's hotter than my gooch. It is indeed. It's hotter than my gooch. Thank you for the info, Justin. Kitten Whiskers. I live in the Gulf. Corpus Christi got hit pretty bad. It was a category 1 before it hit the coast. Texas. Damn. I didn't even know this was going on. I'm going to have to look. Man. Would you smash Josh Upper Smoke 2 today? Nice. Angel Day 2 of the 90-day dash. Primer week. There you go. Good for you. Oh, you're so fresh. You're so fresh. Everyone that's done the 90-day dash already is like, oh, I remember my first time. I remember my day 2. I remember my day 1. Is that something that you feel, actually, those of you that have done the 90-day dash, is this something like, is that something that's crossed your mind? Do you remember it? Was it that scarring? Not scarring, but was it that like, oh my God, I'm starting something. I'm starting today. This is my starting point. Most people remember when they started, their mindset, the beginning is always vivid because you actually pull the trigger and you're doing it. You're actually making those moves. So usually there's a very vivid memory of whenever you started lifting, whenever you started practicing yoga, whenever there's something that's been transformative, you're going to remember that first choice that led you to that point. It's like a before and after, but a psychological before and after. Hiked for 90 minutes, climbed up some steep ass hills with bad paths. It was great. Excellent, Mary. Brittany was about 100 to 105 today by me in the Nevada desert. Tainty McGooch. Ooh, you got that going on for sure. There's no question about it. There's no question about it. You're deep in that. That's an understatement. Tainty McGooch is an understatement for that. That's hot. That's spicy. Spicy, spicy, spicy.
Matt Damon.
Let's see here. Yeah. And Meyer, whatever. I want to do the 90-day dash, but I want a good handle on nutrition and workouts and work in school before I jump into it. All right. All right. Whatever works. Some people like to jump in the deep end. Some people like to take a couple steps in and be like, I'm good here for a little bit. Let me lock that down. They're both work. You know, some people can bite off a big more than they can chew. Some people really thrive on just going all in, but building a habit is very systematic and slow and progressive. So that's totally a good way to do it. It's like saying those little habit blocks. You know, we were talking about that yesterday, and you know, I think it was in the Ask Papa Swole. Yeah, that video where we're talking about different schedules and not worrying about getting something done at the same time, but getting the same sequence of things done, adjusting the time, just making sure you execute it so you are consistent. Did you guys watch that video? The Ask Papa Swole with the different work shifts. That was a good concept that you can use. You can adjust it. You can expand, like an accordion. You can expand it. You can contract it. Let's see here. Let's see. All right. So let's get into some Just the Tip. Drop in the comments down below as you come in. What'd you smash today? What you're working on today? We'll go over some of the new stories and the new stuff that's going down. And let's get into some good shit, shall we? All right, where's the tip? Where's the tip? Here we go. There it is. Babe, just an inch, just an inch. It's cold outside. It's cold outside. It's a little bit chilly. It's a little bit chilly. Let's go over. I do agree with that. I'll hit this before we go right into the tip. The 90-day dash does pair well with the elimination diet. You can do them both, but you know, some people need to focus and lock one thing down first, but don't hold yourself back too. It's very easy to kind of forget and hold yourself back a little too much. Cold for the tits. Ooh, yeah, it's nipply. Jenny, hey everyone. Hello, Jenny. Hello, Yenny. Drop some cherries if it's your first time. Anyone? First timers? First timers, am I popping anyone's daily swole cherry? If it's your first time, drop some cherries in the comments.
Is this a list of things I did to your mom last night?
But if it's not your first time, don't you be bullshitting me. Don't you be bullshitting me, Yenny. I don't know if anyone's seen her in these parts before. You can call her out. If she's not really a virgin, we need to get the record straight. We need to know. We need to know when it's, gotta know when it's fresh, right? Gotta know when it's fresh. I need to know, male or female or whatever you wanna be. I need to know when it's fresh meat. I need to know fresh meat. I can smell it. I can sense when there's fresh meat in the room. It's got that little sociopathic vibe from Dennis from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Yeah, I can smell it. Yeah. Let's see. Are you going to cover any new face fuckers? Maybe. I'm sure. Are there new ones that I should cover? You could drop comments below the videos. Yeah, you can. If there's something new, you can send us an email or something, or drop a comment under an extra thirsty or something. We'll cover some more. I'm sure they'll pop up. Back and forth. All right, new stories, new stuff. Today on the Swolenormous Chanel. Quarantine 15. So, for those of you that think that a Quarantine 15 was justified, let this be your reckoning. Not justified, not necessary. You didn't have to gain 15 pounds. A lot of people crushed it this quarantine. And there's a lot of people under the comments that talked about how they crushed it. So it's a little bit disappointing how the Quarantine 15 just so easily became a saying. It became a slogan. It became a phrase that everyone ubiquitously knew collectively as a culture, Quarantine 15. But a lot of people actually did better because they had time to focus or time to reassess what's most important, or they wanted to take care of their health. And they were finally, you know what? This is a sign that I need to be healthy in case something comes my way. How many of you here watching live crushed it during the quarantine? How many of you did better or continued your progress or did fine or saw no change? Like, how many of you maintained it or improved it? How many of you really stayed on your shit and maybe improved it as a result of this? I've gone through I've gone through a whole little, I think the quarantine was my type of cocoon. I went in my cocoon and I'm coming out a different Papa Swolio in a sense, where I found a real passion for more stuff like mobility at this point in my training, at this point in my life, and then using that as the foundation of the strength training rather than the other way around, as to kind of, move the seesaw a little bit. And I've been feeling great getting into some deep shit, with mobility that I never had before. So it's like, you're going deep. I'm going deep foundation. I'm going in there, going deep, going all the way in, Yeah. So a lot of people found great success, and that was a story on the Swolenormous channel of someone in the Swole fam that found that success. So check that out. We got some Red, White, and Swole, and this is a brand new show on the Daily Swole right here. It's a Red, White, and Swole. My thoughts on all issues, a little bit more in-depth thoughts on specific things, from tech to social to any topic that I want to talk about, and maybe some things that might have some crossover with Extra Thirsty, but some more depth. So all different styles of content here on Red, White, and Swole. This one was on the new Spotify release of their new update to host video for podcasts as well. And we've actually talked about this on the Swolenormous Procast before, and I've been talking about this with King Darius a lot, like a year ago at least. And we were talking about how Spotify is a real contender to the social media platforms because they already have social media type tendencies with sharing playlists, and aside from comments and stuff that I haven't seen yet on their app, but they also have the licenses to the music. So it's a very interesting. Plus they purchased Anchor, which is a podcast creation app. So we knew already that they were, because of that purchase and that acquisition, that they're going in on the podcast production aspect. And now when they signed the contract with Joe Rogan, then that's like, okay, they're bringing the video too. So very interesting to see if they're going to continue and actually expand into other types of video, or it's just going to be music video type things, and music and podcast is going to be like video to supplement the audio, and they're going to go really in but expand their niche, but like focus on audio. Or if they're actually going to go after YouTube from a video creator standpoint, like we're going to be posting on Spotify in the future instead of YouTube or Facebook. But as long as they have a good search feature and they start it properly, interesting. It's a good name too. It's a good universal name. Spotify doesn't mean video or anything. It's Spotify. And they already have such a handle on music. And that's the thing with YouTube, and so many people that are pissed off at YouTube because they restrict distribution. And plus this is a podcast, so it's perfect. And I already put my stuff over there on Spotify, but it's very interesting. I don't know if I'll have the ability to do it anytime soon. They might just be testing it out, or just maybe regulate and restrict who can do it at first. So I'm sure this will be like the biggest podcast that have video will be the first to do it, maybe for a while. But if it works out, maybe they'll expand to more. I don't know if it'd be free posting for a while. Maybe it'd be like an upgraded subscription to Spotify or something, maybe, which I would pay for. I do everything on Spotify. Really? You do everything on Spotify? Everything? I only use it for audio. Like I don't even use it for all my podcasts. I will if I listen to I will if I want to listen to a Joe Rogan podcast in the future, but I use Apple Podcast. I personally do. I mean, if you have an iPhone, it's like so easy. Tainty McGooch. Thank you, Matthew. Appreciate it. I'll go anywhere with you, Papa. We got your 6. Well, I mean, I don't know if that's like, I'm not doing anything like Joe Rogan. I'll post on Spotify and YouTube. I'm nowhere near getting a contract from Spotify. I don't think that I would be flattened if they actually, no, I'd want to do Spotify too. I wouldn't leave anywhere else unless I got kicked off, and then I don't have a choice. So let's see here. Let's see what else we got here. We got some extra thirsty. The next time someone compliments you saying, "You look so thin," or "You've lost weight, you look amazing," don't say thank you. Say fuck you too. Say fuck you too. Oh my God. You can't even accept a compliment anymore. You can't even accept a compliment anymore. If someone's complimenting you, they're insulting you. This is a ridiculous one. You have to see this video. You have to see this video. It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. Vufu, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. So humbling every time. Every time. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Really appreciate the work that you do. Thank you. Thank you for supporting the podcast. Thank you. And you have a good name for me to do like that. Like, thank you, Fufu. I love it. How long have you been following? How'd you come across my content? Again, thank you very much. Brianna, a trainer coworker told me I can't squat very low because my hips are too tight. We'll have to come back to this one. Along with yoga, I'll have to come back to that comment in a minute. In the next portion. You've lost weight. You look amazing. Yeah, this is okay. Yeah, go watch this video. You can't. I'm getting pulled in so many different directions. This is fucking ridiculous. You can't even compliment someone. They get insulted by complimenting them. Okay, we also got some more red, white, and swole. This was interesting. And I'm curious as to your thoughts on this. The UK government is considering a primetime TV ban on junk food advertising. Junk food advertising. And I thought of this kind of like the cigarettes, how you're not seeing cigarette advertisements. I'm very torn between what they will and won't allow, but because obesity is such a problem, because we don't have control of it, we need to make junk food. I don't think this is going to make a difference, because it's not going to make junk food be any less accessible. Let's say they did that in the United States. Let's say you cannot advertise junk food at all. You already know it exists. It's on every corner. It's everywhere. They'll just find a different place because it's on TV. People are on their phones anyway. So if you can't advertise anywhere, they'll still find a way to target people. You can still smell it from the outside. You still see the big signs when you're out in the world. They're still going to have apps you can download, because if you download Uber Eats and these places that deliver, they're going to advertise those fast food joints in their app. So you can go within Uber Eats, and that's what you do now, and you pick what you want. So it's like, I don't think it's going to, I just don't think it's going to make a difference. I don't think it would make a difference at all. That's not the problem. And I'm not saying I want there to be tons and tons of ads, but I just don't think that's going to make a difference, because people still smoke plenty. Addictions are addictions. They smoke less because people are very aware that smoking cigarettes is horrible for you. And that's education. So it's not going to stop unless we fundamentally educate our children about not making these choices, because I don't eat it and it's everywhere for me too. It's everywhere for me, just like it is for you. So think about this. Why do some people get addicted to it and look to that as food, and why do some people not? It's understanding. It's education. It's understanding what it takes to keep your body healthy and to make yourself healthy. It's education. So taking away the advertising isn't going to make it any less ubiquitous. It's just going to be in your face with more billboards or somewhere else where they will accept money for advertising, because people need to be in business and they're going to find a way to make money off of it. They're not just going to shut down. Anyway, that's what we got for the red, white, and swole. So I hope you enjoyed these videos. The red, white, and swole is just a little bit more depth on topics that interest me the most and are fun or whatever. So I hope you enjoy that show. So right here on the channel, you can scroll down and find, we got Extra Thirsty. For those that might be new here, Ask Papa Swolio. We got some great Swole fam clips. We have the red, white, and swole. Of course, the Daily Swole podcast. So smashing it daily, fam. Doing it right. Yow, doing it right. Yow. Yvonne, they'll just move their advertising to other platforms. Yeah, of course. I mean, it's all a matter of who, if they do on TV. Well, TV is not really, I don't know how many people watch TV. If you turn on your TV, what do? Most people that I know, when they turn on a TV, they don't flip through channels. They turn on their TV and they go to Netflix or YouTube on their TV. a lot of you, how many of you watch the Daily Swole on your TV? How many of you have me on a TV right now? That freaks me out. That blows my mind. I love that. I love seeing those tagging me in stories and the pictures that you post in the Swole fam. I love that because it's like, oh my God. It's like, what up? It's so cool. It's so cool. But yeah, but you open up the YouTube app, or you open up Netflix, or you open up HBO, you open up the app. So TVs are just turning into big phones, but specifically for streaming content. And that's why it's really important to have a lot of content. It's important to have a lot of content. And this last few months just proved it, because man, there's a lot of free time. And it's important, if you're focused on keeping your head down and getting shit done, especially during quarantine and everything, you gotta stay focused. That's the only way, because you could just get distracted by way too much stuff, especially on the internet, because it's crazy when there's one place on your phone where you can literally access any type of information, content, style, whatever it is. So with the options to do anything and everything, literally, you could look up anything and learn and study about anything in the world. That's fucking overwhelming as shit. There's just so many choices. There's so many choices. There's fucking millions of choices of every time you pick up your phone. It's almost like the Felix the cat, you reach in the bag and it's a whole other world. So it's important to make sure that you are taking care, mowing your lawn, taking care of your environment, your community. That's why I always talk about the phone. Keep it minimal. Delete as many apps as possible. The ones that you don't use that often, or the ones that you want to maintain more psychological control over, put them in a folder and move them off your home screen. Move them off the home screen. It's one thing to put them into a folder. It's another thing to put them off onto like the third page, because you might want to check certain things a lot, but it's important to do it when you need to do it, when it's conscious. And if it's more of a spastic thing and more of an automatic habitual thing, move it off your page and you'll realize how important it is. I did that for a little bit and I became actually a little bit less productive because I forgot to click on it, which it just exposes how habitual it is and how reactive. When you open up your phone, you just tap on something that's right in front of you. If you don't see it in front of your face, you're less likely to tap your thumb. If you have to swipe, and then hit, it's like, ugh, out of sight, out of mind. And that's really safe. It's really important because it'll just naturally, it doesn't mean you don't check it, but it just puts a little bit more of a barrier between you and getting to it. So all those little habitual clicks and taps, and then you don't get sucked into the world as often. And for a while, I started watching honeybee birds after I saw her on Extra Thirsty. So you looked it up, what a honeybee, and then you just started looking at videos. Josh, I've got all apps on my phone minimized into 4 bubbles to try and minimize my usage. I think it's a really good idea. I mean, the ones that a lot of people say that they have on their phone will have, you save the swolenormousx.com to the home screen. You save it to your home screen. So people just tap on that and they just go right into their library and right into Swolenormous X. And then certain things like, any kind of timers or, important stuff that you might use like flashlight, the basic things on your home screen that you need, but anything that is more compulsive like social media, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you just move it off to the side. So when you go, maybe you attribute certain amount of time to use that a day. So it's more of a conscious, hey, I'm going to spend 30 minutes enjoying some YouTube videos. That's my unplugged time. That's my education time. That's my Daily Swole time when it pops on, or I'm going to listen to a podcast. So then you can control it more. If it's always habitual, you just get sucked into it, because I find myself doing that too. I'm actually, after the podcast, I'm actually going to do it to myself. I cycle through because sometimes I need to be more present with those apps and with those things. But other times I notice that if my usage starts going up and I start noticing that I'm habitually opening apps and I'm just not being productive when I'm using that, if I catch myself consuming too much, I'll move them off my screen and make it a little bit more out of sight, out of mind, make it more inaccessible. Advice for those who can't afford grass-fed beef regularly. You could try, eggs are very good. There's other protein sources. Eggs are great. You can get high quality eggs. You can get cage-free and organic or pastured eggs. You can find those. You can find those very, perhaps more affordable relative to how much you get or relative to how much you'll use. So you can choose. There's certain types of. For me personally, if I was eating, let's say I had to eat grain-fed beef, it would be a very lean cut, or I would go for some other type of, maybe fish is something that you can opt for. Sardines are great. I think sardines and anchovies are really great. You can get sustainably farmed or high-quality sardines. You can also do, someone says frozen wild-caught salmon from Aldi. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. I mean, it also depends on like where are you going, like where do you live, like what area, because it's one thing for me to, because I know where, like, I know what my area is like, and if you say where you're looking, like where you're looking for, maybe there's someone watching live that actually lives in an area and they'll tell you, oh, I go here and they have that. Oh, I never went into that store. So there are a lot of people from all over the world. So maybe they can give you some insights onto a better option in your area that's accessible to them. So it relative to if you live in the area, just so where do you hail from? Elise, anyone have zero shoes? I do. I have a pair. I forget which kind. I also have some of their sandals, but I haven't worn them in a while. I've been completely barefoot or Vibrams for the last like 6 months or 8 months, maybe a year. I don't know. Time flies, but I've just literally been doing Vibrams and the Twitch peep. Hey, Papa Swolio, Papacito. It's me, your Twitch fan. Hi, Papacito. Hello. Nizar Abizaher. I hope I pronounced that all right. How can I convince my family to switch to a healthier diet? I've tried my beet cooking for them. My beet? Oh, my best. I'm assuming typo. Yeah. I tried my best cooking for them, but they always crawl back to McDonald's and pizza. I would say live by example. Lead by example. Do it for you. Fundamentally, you have to do it for you. It's very hard to convince anyone to do anything that they don't want to, especially something like this. So what really does work with family, because it's happened with my family and my people in my circle, by being so consistent and showing the effectiveness and how consistent you can be and how resilient, just like, focusing and just improving yourself. If you're focusing as much as you can on improving yourself, other people, especially your family, notice that shift and they will watch and they will notice. And you have to be so, it's like a strong belief and passion and focus and discipline. And people just inherently respect that and notice that. And then they want that. Like it'll come off over time, not as like jealousy or resentment, but it'll start to build as like inspiration, and they'll really want that for themselves. People will resent it if you like talk down to them, like you're doing something better or you're trying to pressure them to do it, even though you want to just like grab them by the throat and be like, stop fucking your face hole. You're going to kill yourself. You just want to choke the stupidity out of them. That doesn't work. It doesn't work. So it's better to prove that you're not a hypocrite. Essentially, that they trust your belief and your effectiveness in pulling it off, and they'll get inspired to do the same thing. Or they won't. But honestly, I feel like that's the best way to do it. Lead by example. Anyone else's thoughts, you could drop it down below, but I think that's the best way to do it.
He's heating up!
Bella, hello, Papa. How's your day going? My day is going great. Little panda. According to your avatar. My little panda. Mary, all I've been doing is posting images of my meals on Facebook regularly, and 3 people have reached out to say I inspired them to eat better. Live by example. There you go. It's good advice.
Well, I'll be damned.
Just do it yourself. Because bottom line, you're going to want to do it yourself anyway. You're going to do it yourself. So just do it yourself. And just by doing it shows that you're doing it. What's better? What's like, right? The 7 pillars. Okay. So pillar number 7 is consistency. Because it works. It works for you and it'll work for them. But when you prove consistency and you prove that consistency works and they see that you can do it and they know you, here's the kicker. Your family knows you. You come from the same vaginas, the same DNA, like you're the same people. You came the same. So if you can do it and you can change and you can improve yourself, why the fuck can't they? If you can, they definitely can, right? And they'll notice that. It's not just, oh, if this person that you see online can build muscle or can build a big business, why can't I? You don't have that connection. You can see the story and you know that people go and do the rags to riches or I never thought I could, or I built this, people build an empire and then they started somewhere too. So, but you have the story, but then it's like a Rocky tale and you don't necessarily have that tangible, visceral feeling. But if someone's doing it in your circle, that's just proof. Well, fuck, it's right there. It's not some distant thing. It's visceral. It's in their vicinity, and they know you since you were you. The entirety of you, they've known you. So they see that it's possible, and then they know they can do it, and then they fucking do it. So when they come to you, just be and help them. Give them guidance, make them fucking work for it, but be their support. Prove your consistency. Prove it to yourself so you can prove it to other people, and they'll boom boom. That's what should happen. Michael St. Clair. Oh man, my YouTube autoplayed into a live one. That's amazing. Nice. That's what. Ooh. Oh, I hope they start doing that. Holy shit, that would be such a huge thing. That would be a great thing for YouTube to do. If a channel is live and you're watching a video on that channel, it'll ramp you right into the live video. Can you imagine if they did that? If they did that for all videos, wouldn't it make sense? Wouldn't it make sense to do that? Everyone, you could drop your comment down below. If you're watching one of my videos and I was live, would you like it? Even if it was on my other channel, if you could link channels together, would you like it if it went right into a live video like this? For example, let's say you're watching an Extra Thirsty. Let's say you're watching even specifically one of my videos, right? Let's say you're watching Extra Thirsty and then it went right into the live cast. Wouldn't that be awesome? Wouldn't you want to know if I was live? That sounds like a great move. If YouTube wants to encourage people to start live streaming more, they probably don't. I don't think they want people to live stream. But if they want to go after Twitch, and if they want to battle Spotify, and if they want to battle TikTok, and then they should. It seems like a really cool thing. Like, wouldn't that make sense? That happens to me when you come live? Really? See, I'm never watching any of my videos when I go live, so I wouldn't know. But it seems like that would be a great thing. Ooh, I like that. Even putting a now live marker next to the name of the channel. Well, that's what they do on TikTok. That's what's really cool about TikTok is if you're seeing someone's video and they're live, their little profile will blink and say that they're live now. That would be awesome. Look, that's something they could easily do if they decided to. That'd be great. That would encourage people to go live because then if I post a video, I'm live for 2 hours. We're live here for a while. An hour to 2 hours every episode's at least an hour. So if you're watching YouTube for any time within that hour or 2 hour period, most people are like flipping open their phone and watching something, taking a shit, or I don't know, on break for something, or you just finished a block of work and you're kicking back and watching a little TV while you eat or something like that. Seems like something that would be a really cool, considering how much leverage I have in what decisions YouTube makes, but it seems like it would actually bring a lot of creators back because it'll flood people to their channel. You could interact with the creator that you just watched. I'm sorry, I'm going off on this. I like it. I like talking about this shit. I might do something on Red, White, and Swole for that. But I like that. I like that idea. It would make sense. If you're watching a video, hey, you want to talk to the person that's making the video right now? Cool, they're live. It seems like it should be something. Tainty McGooch. You can't pass that. Can't pass it up. Got some new Tainty McGooch. Don't be a beesh and don't be a boosh, or you'll end up like Tainty McGooch. Don't be a beesh and don't be a boosh, or you'll end up like Tainty McGooch. Da. That's right. You can put your kids to sleep with that. Now remember what Papa Swolio says, kids. Don't be a beesh and don't be a boosh, or you'll end up like Tainty McGooch. That's right, little one. That's right. If I ever have offspring, they are going to grow up with... I want that jingle sung in the form of Ren and Stimpy's Don't Whiz on the Electric Fence. Don't be a beesh and don't be a boosh, or you'll end up like Tainty McGooch. Yeah, like one of those. Don't whiz on the electric fence. Da. Some people don't have any idea what I'm talking about. The thing is, if you get my jokes, if you get my nuances, you get them hard. Like it punches you in your humor DNA. It hits you deep. When I cut deep. You don't even feel the cut. I'm just in. Needle deep. Needle deep. Let's see. Yeah, Tainty. It could be anything. Tainty McGooch. Tainty McGooch. It punches us in the taint. It sure does. You idiot, Stimpy. You stupid, bloated idiot. I can't just yell into the microphone like that. Oh, man. Yeah, it's log, it's big, it's heavy, it's wood. It's log, it's better than bad, it's good. Everyone wants a log. It goes downstairs, alone or in pairs. It runs over your neighbor's dog. It's great for a snack. It fits on your back. It's log. It's log, it's big, it's heavy, it's wood. It's log, it's better than bad, it's good. By Blammo. Oh, I'm dating myself. I have a lot of history with a lot of things. My mother raised me on everything from... There's a lot. I spent so much time growing up with my grandparents, and plus my mom raised me on black and white movies of the 20s and 30s and 40s, so I've seen so many fucking movies and TV shows and series. I've seen all the originals, like the originals. I've seen so much shit. There's so much American culture in my brain when it comes to that stuff. So much. The old stuff, the old school stuff. I've seen Angry Beavers. Speak to me, brother. I love Angry Beavers. I love it. I love it. Yeah, Ren and Stimpy. What else we got? Stuff. Every once in a while, Doug Funny. Yeah, Quail Man. Monty Python. Oh, Life of Brian. Life of Brian is our favorite. Weef. Brian. Yeah, Hey Arnold. Mm-hmm. Pinky in the Brain. What we do every night, Pinky. So much in the past. So much stuff. We're going deep on that. Let's get into some Swole fam posts, shall we? We go deep on that. I feel like we're still going deep. I feel like that's not going anywhere anytime soon. We'll come back. Got some good stories I want to jump into today. Rocco's Modern Life. Yeesh. All right. Tainty McGooch. Hashtag Tainty McGooch. This one's from Casey. All right. This one's from Casey. Hey, fam. So this question may have already been answered. Also might be a dumb question. And there is a high possibility I missed it in the kitchen. But is venison okay to keep eating during the elimination diet? We process and put up our own meat during deer season, and the answer is absolutely. I would love to have some venison. I would love to have some. Like, seriously. I would love to. So fuck yeah, it is. So good. All right. This one is actually a two-part because this was an amazing video. Now, I don't want to show it here, but it's just so good, and it's in the Swole fam. And you guys remember Bobby's video of the one arm clean. It's fucking unreal. I love that video. And the best part were the comments. Were so awesome. So I wanted to read Bobby's response to all the comments, which were just how awesome the video was and how inspirational it was. So Bobby, the post above the video was, feels so good to been able to lift 35 pounds. It was a one arm barbell. One arm barbell clean. One arm barbell clean. Fucking amazing. Yeah, one arm barbell clean. Yeah. It was nuts. So Bobby responded. With the absolute love I'm getting on this post is insane. At home I get literally made fun of and get weird looks just because I love going to train. I'm so subconscious about how I look to other people, and this brings me to tears. Becoming a part of this family was the best thing I could ever do. Gorilla grunts. Fuck yeah. The video was amazing. So Bobby, keep kicking ass. Amazing. Yeah, if you think you have it rough, you think you have a challenging day, that's all it is. It's just another day to crush it. Another day to crush it. Someone else out there with more challenges is doing more than you are. No shit, right? It's always good to have that check, right? It's always good to have that kind of just that body check for your brain to see someone that's literally dealing with a lot more of adversity than you are to complete the same task. But not necessarily. It's all relative. But obviously, you're going to have a much easier time doing a barbell clean, let alone any kind of barbell work with the use of two arms, completely full use of two arms. But it was just inspirational. So it's always good to have that check. It's always good to have that reality check where you're stop being a bitch. Stop complaining. We all have that little voice. We all have that voice. That's the whole conscious thing. That's all it is. You all have that voice. I have it too. You got to overturn that shit now and again. Sometimes you have to listen to giving your body more rest, reorganizing shit psychologically, physically, whatever it is. But sometimes you got to slap yourself in the fucking taint and get the fucking work, right? This one's from Tess. No, not this Tess. Not the Tainty McGooch. Not our Tess. A different Tess. A different Tess. Tess. Hey fam. I am new to the group, so I just thought I would give a quick introduction of myself. I'm 22 years old and currently weigh in at about 228 pounds. I have struggled with my weight for as long as I can remember, despite being a dancer and equestrian for my whole life. Even competing at the collegiate level, back when quarantine started, I decided it was time I really make a change in my life and start losing the weight and really taking care of myself as I should. Especially since I just graduated from college and I'm about to be going to grad school, I thought it was time to get myself together. Since making that decision in March, I have lost 24 pounds and counting. I am currently doing the primer week for the 90-day dash, and I'm going to start the elimination diet in the next couple of days as well. I am so excited to be a part of this community and look forward to what the rest of this journey brings. Oh. Oh. Welcome, Tess. Test number 2. There's already one test, so your test part 2. Welcome to the fam. Welcome to the fam. I love it. I love it. I think it's perfect timing for you to get yourself together. Perfect time. I have lost 24 pounds. Good to not wait. There's no reason why you have to put off your health for school and for education, furthering your career. One supports the other. You don't want to fry yourself, right? Perfect. Wonderful. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. Let me scroll in here. All right. Caitlin. Welcome. Hey fam, I'm new to the group, just signed up a few days ago and wanted to pop in and say hi to everyone. Currently, I'm going through the elimination diet. A few years ago, I did stop drinking coffee and then I went back on it. There wasn't much of a difference, but then now I've noticed the past few days my head feels a bit clearer when the caffeine buzz finishes off with drinking tea instead of coffee. Probably because there is so much less caffeine. I drink almond milk and I don't put anything in my tea, so the next thing to go is dairy and nuts. Not that I really eat those, then sugar. I generally avoid added sugar things, but I will admit I slip up sometimes. That's one thing about working in a nursing home kitchen, you're around food all the time. Anyway, it's great to be here with you all. It's really inspiring to see everyone's posts, even the ones about messing up. I am excited to start my journey and I hope everyone has a great success during theirs. I wish everyone a great rest of your day. Excellent, Caitlin. Welcome. I like how you mentioned the messing up. I think that's one thing that is great about the Swole fam and it's great about the Daily Swole podcast is that we also highlight the failures and we expose ourselves to the failures and not to the ridicule of others. No one's in the Swole fam talking shit. If you had a rough day or you fell off something or something happened, no one's like, yeah, you fucking pussy, you suck. It's just more of a accountability to you failed and everyone's like, yeah, it happens. You'll be fine. Get back on it. And then you get back on it. And guess what? You do it enough, you're going to succeed. You're going to. Because every time you attempt again, if you're trying to do better all the time and you're getting incrementally better, then eventually that's going to lead to successes. That's going to lead to wins, large and small. And then it might lead to some more failure. And then it's going to lead to another win. And then it's going to lead to some failure. And then it's going to lead to some more wins. There's a lot of stuff that I do that I fail at. There's a lot of stuff, and even on a small level and on a large level. There's all different types. And there's a lot of micro failures all the time. Technically, there's misspellings on things. There's errors on thumbnails. There's things that get tweaked, there's things that get adjusted or tags that are missed. I mean, just from putting out content, there's spelling error. There's just things that happen. So that you're never going to stop all those. That's impossible. Because a lot of people try to be perfectionists, and then at the expense of that, they sacrifice speed. So it's important to recognize those types of failures. And this is great. You know, you got to see the good posts and the posts that highlight the ones, the times it doesn't work. So you're doing tea. I did stop drinking coffee. So now you're having less of a crash and less of a little caffeine withdrawal, so to speak. So interesting. Very good. Very good. How many of you have shifted over to tea a little bit more? I've been liking some more tea in the evening, like before bed, having like an evening type tea. That's always a good habit that I've liked to maintain more or less. Kind of just gotten back into it. Mama Swole and I have been having some more tea in the evening. Liking that tea. Sipping on that tea. Just got water right now. I need to make some more broth though. Let's see here. What's up, Will? I think the most important thing I've been learning is I can fully identify when I under recover. I really think that was paramount to getting my shit in order. Yeah. Agreed. Agreed. I would have to say that I've been focusing a lot on that as well, and being a lot more I think the quarantine, and actually just in general, just because I've been much more mindful about that, I've been focusing on my own recovery a lot more, and I'm listening. And I wouldn't say I'm maybe like, I turned up the sensitivity of my focus on it. So I'm noticing more little micro nuanced feelings, and I'm trying to go on a different path and kind of go one direction rather than the overload of intensity direction. In other words, I'm trying to create more of a blast and cruise approach, even though that's a term used with anabolic steroids. Using that not literally with anabolics, but a blast and cruise, meaning that creating a different foundation of recovery as the primary focus. And on top of that, you have those periods of like spikes of, a couple of days of real hard, intense training and then pulling back, but overall biasing training protocols more towards that cruising, recovery focused type training. More yoga, more mobility, more recovery time between intense sessions, but those intense lifting sessions or training sessions are intense, but they're not necessarily lifting weights every day. I'm finding that my body prefers not lifting weights every day, which is why all the programming is focused more around that. I used to lift all the time, every day, and maybe one day off a week. I remember when I was going to the gym, I was lifting weights a lot. And not that it's bad. I mean, you adapt, but I don't know if it is the best option for real. You have that trade-off between, okay, you want the most muscle, and you got to train a certain way. You need that overload. You need to be crushing if you're trying to maximize that. But if you're trying to maximize other aspects of health and like longevity, when it has to do with weightlifting, combining that with other areas of your life, plus mental health and mental focus on other things besides just lifting, just strength training and 7 pillars, because you need time. You only have so much time in the day to lift and to do any kinds of yoga or recovery type stuff. So, and that's going to look different for everyone. So it's not really, I'm saying one way or the other, but I'm navigating some other different types of balances to my own training for myself, customizing. In other words, I'm still doing it for myself. That's my point, is that I'm still customizing and tweaking and adjusting what season I'm in of my fitness. And that changes now and again. It has my entire life. I've kind of shift general macro type phases of how I train and how I view my body and how I view my progress and how I view my stuff. So never be afraid to change. And that's in part, that's really what it means to like separate your identity from your physical results. And most people have that completely tied together. So your identity is based on how you look versus you have those two things separate, and then you adjust one a lot easier. If you separate your identity from like what you're doing in terms of how you look in the mirror, then you can actually work on that with a clear head, and you don't get bogged down in the mire. Hey man. Hey man. Hey man. I have to say that. What's up, hey man? So you're saying hey, or do you just really like hanging around farms and horses and shit? I know you spelled it H-E-Y, but it's like, what if you worked with hay and it was like, you know, what's your name? What do you do for a profession? My name's Hey Man. I'm a Hey Man. I don't know why my mind goes for something like that, but in the rare situation, make sure that's a TikTok. Make sure you're recording that. If you believe in quantum realities, that's happened somewhere already. Mind blowing. No, I'm not on mushrooms. It's just Saturday night. Let's see here. I like hanging around with farms and horses and shit. There you go. All right. See, look, you never know. You can't just judge. Can't judge a man by his hay. You just can't. Whoa, Meredith. All right, here. Meredith, hey fam. Totally random update, but a great one nonetheless. I don't know if anyone else in the fam is a big guitar fan, but I love playing, and I've always wanted a Les Paul style guitar. I don't know what that is, but some of you probably do. One of the things that has kept me from getting one is how heavy they are. Well, I finally got one about a month ago. I've started lifting weights again. Excuse me. And I went to go play today and realized that the guitar is not nearly as heavy as it used to be. I can tell I've gotten stronger because I can play longer standing up, and the heaviness of it does not bother me anymore. It's a small win, but a big win in my book. That is not a small win at all. That's a huge win. That's what we taught. That's what it means to have that practical benefit from training. That's like those of you that lift and all of a sudden you're holding your newborn child and your child is not heavy anymore, or you go to lift up your kid and it's like, and they're really light. Carrying groceries, all of a sudden you can carry groceries up 10 flights of stairs, and it used to make you exhausted. Now you're only lightly, breathing a little bit because you carried groceries up 10 flights of stairs, but it's no longer as inconvenient and as uncomfortable. That's not a small win. That's a big win because that's something that means a lot to you that you do all the time. That's a huge win. That's a huge win. It's not a small win at all. That's a massive win because it allows you, and if you can play longer, then you're playing more, you're practicing more, you're getting better, you're exponentially increasing your progress with your practice. That's a huge thing. That's a huge thing. So it doesn't have to be fitness related as to the biggest change in your life. I have to throw my cat off my keyboard sometimes. I just realized she's not as heavy as before. Didn't that happen with one of the influencers? Didn't that happen recently? Is that a joke? Didn't that happen? Or it was a dog, right? It wasn't a cat. Well, cats are different. Cats, you can fling, you just fling a cat and they're like, boonk. They don't give a shit. That's one cool thing about having a cat. With a dog, like with Papa Swole, I kind of toss her sometimes on the ground, that soft carpet, but I toss her on the bed and she lands. It's all soft. But I never throw her. But cats are just boom, they're just blunk. It's like they like that shit. You just toss them, blunk. Not a problem. Not a problem. And we got another Caitlin. Caitlin's on Caitlin's. I need some help. Whenever I do squats, this is Caitlin with a K. The other one was a C. I need some help. Whenever I do squats, both weighted and non-weighted, I feel the burn more in my thighs rather than my glutes. I change my positioning and stance, and I still feel it more in my legs than anywhere else. Does this happen to anyone else? Am I doing it wrong? Does my body just want to build up my thighs rather than glutes? What's your experience to stuff like this? Any advice or critiques are very much appreciated. I would absolutely work on ankle mobility. I would work on glute activation. In the instructional video library, you have a glute section, lateral tube walking, hip bridges, yoga for hips, mobilize your hip flexors, focus on lengthening your hip flexors, lengthening your quadriceps, the four muscles of the quads, and especially the hip flexors too, because the rectus femoris on the front is a part of the quads, but it does cross the hip joint too. So make sure you get that combination where you're in knee flexion and in hip extension. You get that. That's really helped me the most. I've been doing a lot of hip mobility and a lot of like work on my hip flexors and leaning back completely and bridge type poses, back bends. I've been focusing a lot on my back bends and my hip extension. Yeah. So after this, like my workout for today, I'm just going to do some evening yoga, just stretching for a while before bed. Before beddy bye. Before beddy bye. So yeah, that's what I got to say. That's what I got to say about that. That's what I got to say. That's what I got to say. I got to have those mobile hips. That's right. Still can't suck my own dick, but you know, one can hope and dream, right? One can hope and dream. You never know. Come on, someone's got to do it, huh? Come on, hey. Mama Swole was watching. She's like, so I'm a dead man. I'm a dead man. Ha ha ha. Fuck that. Fuck that noise. Tainty McGooch. Don't be a beesh. Don't be a boosh. Or you'll end up like Tainty McGooch. Dun, dun, dun. Another thing to add to the list of Florida man. That's great. That's a good one, Susan. That's a good one. Florida man loses penis after dissing partner in dissing his girl on a podcast. Don't be a Tainty McGooch. Don't be a Tainty McGooch. Don't. Don't be a beesh. Don't be a boosh. You end up like Tainty McGooch. All right. Okay. Shall we? Shall we give away Zakat? Shall we give away Zakat? I think we shall. All right. I think we shall. All right. It's time for some yoga. Go do some yoga. Go do some Saturday night yoga, fam. Go do it. Go do some Saturday night yoga. Hashtag Tainty McGooch. What's it going to be? What's it going to be? Ooh. What's it going to be? What's it going to be? Tainty McGooch. Who's got Tainty McGooch? Tainty McGooch. Persephone, congratulations. You dropped some cherries? Blasphemer. No, you're not a virgin. We went up to the top here, but I'll accept it. You're going to get a dishonorable swole charge for that. I don't think you're a virgin. I don't think you're a swole virgin. Now, wait there just a minute.
You're not making this easy on me, boy.
Now hold on just a second. Congratulations, Persephone. Everyone say congratulations. Congratulations, Persephone. Congratulations. Congratulations. You've won the... You fucking beaches. Come on, stop whining. Be nice. Come on, be nice. So, Persephone, you are the winner of today's Swole card. Don't be a beesh, don't be a boosh, or you'll end up like Tainty McGooch. So I need to get a ringtone for all of you, right? We want ringtones. We're going to get some gear. Got a lot of ideas that have always been ready to be implemented. But anyway, send us an email to support@swolenormous.com with Swole card 1541 in the subject and your mailing address in the body of the email. And Persephone will get you that beautiful Tainty McGooch card. That's right. Papa's not impressed. Papa doesn't. She's never impressed. Baby. Baby girl. Huh? Hey. Hey, beesh. Hey, beesh. Hey, beesh. What you doing, beesh, eh? What you doing, eh? What you doing here? What you doing over there? All right, fam. Thank you so much for joining me for episode 15, Hundo and Forty Schwam of the most muscular Swolecast, Beardcast, Broadcast, Gangcast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleazecast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. And we'll see you tomorrow. That's right. Tomorrow is Ask Papa Swole Live. So we go right into Q&A. Any questions will be answered tomorrow. Tomorrow is a great place. Great place. A great place to catch the podcast. So if you have any questions, make sure you bring them tomorrow for 1542 Ask Papa Swole Live, and I will see you there. Peace, McGeese. Deuce, McGoose. Ya boy, Papa Swole. Out.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock's crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like...
Then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you laid. That's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing?
Whoa, my shit is relevant, on topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm in my element, no